This is Ace Cast on NBC Sports California. Shooty Babbitt, Carlos Ramirez. This game means a lot for Jacob Lopez, I would think. Getting a chance, getting a shot, another one in this season. How pitching has evolved for the A's since the All-Star break, the starting rotation being effective. It's got to mean a lot to him.
I just think it's even more so, Carlos, that he wants to be next man up and keep the train moving. The way that this ball club has been performing, one of his compadres yesterday in Springs went out and gave the A's everything they could ask for. And there's competition in this rotation, and I've seen it before. When one guy goes out there and does a great job, those guys want to go up and one-up the next guy. So there's a whole lot to be said about what you're saying, because there's a lot on the line for these guys.
Later on the show, we're going to talk about the great weapon that the A's have in their bullpen, how the offense has blossomed into mashers that have 20-plus home runs. What does that mean for the A's? Plus, Jenny and Chris stop by for the changeup. All that and more coming up on A's Cast right here on NBC Sports California, the nation's capital. What a beautiful sight.
Yeah, it's beautiful just to see people together getting along.
A's Cast on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Wendy's new Frosty flavors.
There's plenty of reasons to go to Vegas. The Strip, the stadium, the football games, high-speed races, the biggest names, neon lights, the biggest fights, bull.
2 locations, 1 truck headquarters. We're kicking off huge savings at both Alpaca locations. Alpaca Ford Royal Palm Beach and Alpaca Ford West Palm Beach. Shop over 1,000 trucks, including Super Duties and F-150s. 3.9% financing available. You can't pass on these deals. Rush to alpacafordtrucks.com and score a great deal today.
¿No hablas inglés? No hay problema. Tenemos personal de ventas que habla español con fluidez en ambas ubicaciones.
2 locations, 1 truck headquarters. We're kicking off huge savings at both Alpaca locations. Alpaca Ford Royal Palm Beach and Alpaca Ford West Palm Beach. Shop over 1,000 trucks, including Super Duties and F-150s. 3.9% financing available. You can't pass on these deals. Rush to alpacafordtrucks.com and score a great deal today.
¿No hablas inglés? No hay problema. Tenemos personal de ventas que habla español con fluidez en ambas ubicaciones.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
Leading off, then it's Nick Kurtz playing first base. Rook will play in right. Willie McIver gives Shea the day off with the tools of ignorance. Then Sodi Hernandez, Kobe Thomas playing center field. Luis Urias, the Mexican second baseman, and Max Schumann will play third and hit ninth. Shea is hitting .272 this season. He is on a hot start in this series. Diamond notes. We focus on the long ball. The A's, did you know? I know you did. I don't know if you did. If you don't, we'll tell you. The A's are the first team to have 4 players reach 20-plus home runs this season.
Not surprised. If you look at the way that this team is built and what the reputation of this club has been over the past, I won't say few years, but for extended period, is they like to get the ball out of the ballpark. You can criticize, you can critique, you can analyze, but the one thing that they do, they sit on something, they try to work a count, and you make a mistake, and you get shot up out of the ballpark. And they have to be exact so happy with where they are with this. And these are young players that are doing it. This is not guys that have been in the league a long time.
Yep.
You got young, up-and-coming players that are going to be part of this organization for a long time. So you have to be elated for what they're doing now and what they still are capable of doing in the future. And Lawrence Butler only has 15.
Yeah, he can get. I think he will get to 20
Yeah.
easy this season, right? That means that the A's. What does that mean in the grand scheme of things? How they built, how they construct their runs, how they go about their offensive business? Well, 48.8% of their runs scored come via the home run. That is second highest in baseball. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Or is that just a thing? See, only the Mariners score more of their runs using home runs. So how would you describe that piece of information?
Well, for what I will say, if you look at philosophy and how they want to go about scoring runs, they are at the top of the chart. Now, what it means for this club moving forward, they understand where they have to be when it's time to be in a position to not only are you doing it offensively, but on the bump as well. So that bodes well for the future. And, we'll have a conversation about the pitching and starting pitching and all that and what you should be doing. There's so many people talking about the A's have to go out and spend money on pitching next year. Well, it's the type of pitching you acquire.
Right.
You don't want to be sitting on $100 million for a guy that's not pitching in the playoffs or a guy that might be pitching in the playoffs. If I'm spending that type of bread for starting pitching, I've been in 4 World Series as a scout, and I've got some things on my fingers that is proof of it. And everything that they had in common is they had those aces and ace deuce right next to each other. So when you get in place, then you go out and make sure that you have those type of players.
All right, second diamond note here on the show. That's great stuff, by the way. Second diamond note, we focus now on pitching, which has been, as we know, the big Achilles heel of this baseball team this season with the defense. However, Sean Newcomb has given life to a unit that's much needed of some oxygen. That is the bullpen. This season, with 23 games, the ERA, phenomenal. The innings, tremendous. Look at the strikeout walk ratio, 3-1. That's what you love to see. Almost a sub-1 walks and hits allowed per innings pitched. What has, I don't want to say surprised you, but what is the standout feature for you from Sean Newcomb's season so far?
It's probably like every person that drives an electric car and they're trying to go long distance.
Okay.
You know you're going to need a plug-in station because starters cannot go the distance. And what this guy does is give you an opportunity to pull over, pick something up, and can take you into the guy that's going to take you to your destination. I don't think you can have enough pitchers that were starters. I mean, this is not a 26-year-old kid. This is a 32-year-old man. And he's been around the block a little bit. He understands the role of both. He's taken opportunity or advantage of this opportunity. And the thing that impresses me the most, not only about his stuff and the way that he's applying it, but the way that he's going about it and his disposition. Not in a hurry. You can never tell if he's done got lit up or he's had a great game. He's a businessman. He goes about doing his job. And this is something that every team could use. I mean, 2 or 3 of these guys, because we are in an era where I guess we're going to reverse it here sooner or later because even smart people even get smarter. They're going to start developing these guys to go deeper in games. But until that time, this guy is very valuable.
Do you think because of the way pitching is attacked or approached, I should say, in this day and age, guys like Newcomb, those 2-3 inning connectors between your starter and your end of the bullpen guys, your high leverage guys, are those players going to have a premium? Are their values going up or not?
Absolutely. First of all, they eliminated one role. Situational lefty, who used to be a very valuable pitcher down in the bullpen, because what that guy could do was come in and get out some of the best left-handers in the game, because I don't care how much we talk about the lack of production left on left. Unless you've hit left on left, you should be quiet because you don't know how tough it is. But now that you have a guy, since you have to face at least 3 hitters, it is so important that this guy, not only that, if he starts in, he can go into the next inning and finish that inning with capability. So no question about it, that role is definitely trending in the upward direction.
All right, and now we focus on the quest for 60. No, not donuts that I want to eat this morning, but
That's it for you.
That's it for me.
No more for you.
No more donuts for me.
To the next thing.
60 wins. We are on the quest for 60. The 60-game countdown, as we say. The A's are looking for their third series win in the last 4 series. They've 8-6 to start in the final 60-game stretch of the season, and also looking to win 60 games as well.
I think if you look at this season in pockets and you can eliminate some of the bad, and for this club, the bad was brutal. I mean, losing 20 out of 21, I don't think any team can overcome that. But the value in which they learned during that process and the things that taught them a lot about themselves. I mean, young folk today, a lot of times, they have to see it in person to believe it. And they saw what it was like.
Right.
But to the credit of the staff, to the players and everybody involved, you see them doing things that we had no idea that they were going to be doing. And now you've got guys like Kurtz and Wilson and Butler and Langoliers and go on and on and on that you want to go to the ballpark and see play. So absolutely things are going the way that they want.
All right, so quick break here on the show. When we come back, Jenny and Chris stop by. We're going to throw the changeup plus Townie spoke with Hembo. We got the nickname interview here for you. Talking about, well, young players making history. Don't go anywhere. A's Cast right now on NBC Sports California.
Experience the thrill of the game at Red Hawk Resort Casino. Get ready for non-stop action from
at 9:05 a.m. When my alarm clock went off at 5 a.m., I was not a happy dude. I am happy now because we got Jenny and Chris. We're going to throw the changeup right now on A's Cast on NBC Sports California. Brought to you by Speedy Oil Change at Auto Service. Chris, Jenny, Shea Langoliers leading off today. Do you like him in that spot? What does he bring to the top spot in the Mark Kotsay's starting 9?
Hits. I like hits from the leadoff spot. It's worked out well for Shea so far. Obviously, the first time he led off was on Tuesday, and he came up with 5 hits. Yesterday, the team in total had just 4 hits, so he bettered the team in Game 1 there. I think what I like is the presence and the ability to pop early, especially when you're on the road. And the way that Shea has been hitting right now, we know, Chris, that when he gets in the zone, he is in the zone. He's in one of those zones right now. I think you want to capitalize on it. And when you put guys at the top of the order, you're hopefully going to get him maybe that extra at bat in a game that could make a difference.
And on top of that, when pitches are in the zone, he is hammering them out of the ballpark at a high rate. Manager Mark Kotsay said, we want to put our best bat at the top of the order, give him the most chances to hit. You know, maybe an extra at bat, 3rd, 4th at bat against the starting pitcher, and that's all Shea Langoliers has done. He's earned that starting leadoff position for the Athletics here, and so far it's worked out pretty well, guys.
You know, family, one special thing about our jobs is we get a chance to see the game from different ways, different angles, so many different. You guys are closer than anybody. You probably know them much more intellectually than we do. We know how difficult this game is. What has been the most impressive thing, or should I say, which one of these have been the most impressive thing as far as these young players are showing you? The ability to perform in a grown folks league like they are physically, or the mental part to be able to handle all the things that have happened this year and allow them to continue on to develop and become these nice-looking big league players that we're seeing.
For me, Shooty, it will always be the mental grind of this game. 162, that's physical enough, right? And you talk about guys at this level, we're seeing it play out. Obviously, Jacob Wilson, the issue of durability, wanting him to be able to be in the lineup. Unfortunately, his injury right now, not a cause of him, but it has left him on the IL. For Nick Kurtz, he's starting to realize that too. I think it's just a much more physical game up here. But every single player, no matter if you're 22 or you're 42 in this game, you're going to have ailments starting day one. No one's playing at 100%. So for me, it's what's going on between the ears. How do you stay even keel when things aren't going well in the batter's box if you're a hitter, when things aren't going well on the mound if you're a pitcher, and watching those adjustments unfold, even for Nick Kurtz. I think that Mark Kotze mentioned this in his pregame scrum yesterday, but talking about the humility of who he is as a player. You go 6 for 6 in this game with 4 home runs and do something that's only been done 20 times in the history of this game, and then you just kind of come back the next day. You never get too high. You never get too low. And Nick Kurtz, to me, is kind of the shining example of being able to mentally survive this game in his rookie year.
Yeah, and I think, Jenny, make a great point. Nick Kurtz is a perfect example of a guy who doesn't necessarily always have to follow an example. He's the one setting the example, getting out on the field early, getting the ground balls before anybody else, taking that extra batting practice. I mean, the leadership component of these young guys is what's been truly special to me, Shooty. Just seeing these guys come in, make an immediate impact not only on the field but in the clubhouse, and gel with a team that was already a cohesive unit last year and build something special for the future.
All right, guys, great call on those questions. Have a great call on the game as well. Have fun in the nation's capital. We'll see you after the game. One of the friends of the program, Paul Hembekides from ESPN, stopped by with Townie to talk about the young players and their impact. Take a listen.
All of a sudden, this A's team that's struggling is now doing a lot of historic things. Have you been noticing?
I have sure been noticing. And as I go to my Twitter timeline and I look at a tweet that I sent out at 11:37 a.m. Eastern on July 31st, the day of the Major League Baseball trade deadline, a tweet that has seen nearly 1 million views, as you may have seen. All I did was list any number of promising young players in the A's either lineup or system with their attached age. And this is something that people very clearly resonated with, because I list here Leo DeVries, Nick Kurtz, Max Muncy, Jacob Wilson, Tyler Soderstrom, Lawrence Butler, Denzel Clark, Shea Langoliers, and Brent Rooker, all of whom are 30 years of age or considerably younger. And so what I am telling you, my friend, is that the A's are building a freaking Leviathan. The A's lineup within the course of the next 3 years is going to be considered one of the 5 best in baseball. And right now you might say that their numbers are being inflated slightly or considerably by the fact that they play in a hitter-friendly ballpark. Last time you and I spoke, I believe I told you I expect it to play small, and it most certainly has. However, you can even adjust what the A's are doing by ballpark, and you still clearly see Nick Kurtz hitting out of his ever-loving mind, and Jacob Wilson before the injury doing the exact same thing. So by no means am I willing to sit here and say that these guys are merely a product of their environment. No. This A's lineup is for real. It is ascending, and by the time you guys wind up where you ultimately wind up, I think we're talking about one of the very best lineups in all of baseball once these guys reach their primes collectively.
And I get where fans hate change, right? And there's been an extreme amount of change around our organization. But this DeVries kid, Shooty Babbitt, who I do the show with here at NBC, he's one of our scouts. He was the eyes on DeVries. He's seen him for a while. We're talking about a kid who's got the ability and the potential to be all-world type, long career, mini all-star games, whether the comp is Francisco Lindor, whoever you want to put in there. I don't know what you've seen of him, but picking up this kid, just as you mentioned, adding to the stockpile of talent, what this kid could be, oh my God.
So any number of shows do like the canned winners and losers of the trade deadline bit, right? Like it's just like a rite of passage. We have to get all the shouty shows and all the dumb guy arguments and line up all the columns online where you do the best that you can to generate these takes. And I didn't see anyone have my biggest takeaway, which was the A's were far and away, by an order of magnitude, the biggest winner at this year's trade deadline. To acquire Leo DeVries, especially without giving up a considerable amount of future position player talent, which you have in droves, is a remarkable achievement for the A's front office. It was the single best move that any team made at the trade deadline, and perhaps the single best move that any team has made this year. I said it. Leo DeVries, as far as I'm concerned, is easily a top 5 prospect in baseball at the moment. He is consensus top 10. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to have watched 1,000 of his swings in the minor leagues, but I have grinded a little bit of tape. I have looked at all the stats and read the scouting reports. And you're talking about a face of the franchise player who 3 years from now might well wind up being someone who does compare favorably to people like Francisco Lindor and Roberto Alomar and that kind of player. He's that kind of good. That's how good Leo DeVries has the capability of being. At 18 years old, to be able to hit the way that he is, at the advanced levels at which he is hitting, is the kind of thing that your fans should be freaking out about. He was the best asset move at the trade deadline. You got him, and he is very likely to be the face of your franchise for the next 10 or 12 years. And I understand that prospects will break your heart. So he'd be far from the first prospect to bust. However, the diversity of skill in his profile and his age relative to level and performance thereof indicates to me that at minimum, it's a league average regular at shortstop as the floor. And we're talking about a sky's the limit ceiling.
Great stuff there with Townie. Pitching matchup brought to you by Ashton & Price Injury Attorneys. Jacob Lopez, a couple of lefties taking the bump today. Jacob and Mitchell Parker, they go about it in different ways. I mean, Parker's got the four-seamer curveball combination with the splitter and the slider. Nothing really above 92, 93 at best for Parker. Shooty, however, he did establish last season the record for rookie strikeouts in the Nationals organization with that arsenal.
It'll be amazing to see it because when you look at him, he's a quirky dude. He's one of these funky lefties. He's got a delivery that doesn't look like something that he repeats, but he throws strikes. And he is what you call deceitfulness and deceptive. He's going to try to make you look bad, and he's going to do it in a way. He's going to pitch backwards, and that's what's giving him some success. But before I forget, producers, make sure you tell Jenny and Chris, sensational job.
Oh, yeah.
And sensational, because a lot of times younger fans or people don't understand what's going on in these kids' minds. And when you can relate to them and you're around them every day and you see the growth and know that they're good kids, it's always good. So parents, you're doing a fantastic job getting these kids ready for the big lights.
Yes, they are. Quick break here on the show. When we come back, the matchup of the day, we're going to get you ready for first pitch. Jacob Lopez facing the Nationals. Is that perhaps the matchup of the day?
Could be.
That's a tease, Judy.
Here's the pitch, and it's a hit. Folsom Lake Ford has stepped up again, winning the Triple Crown Award, Ford Motor Company's highest honor, now 7 years in a
five-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's prime time.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
Is it straight protein?
Yeah.
D.C., a beautiful city. Museums, history, sports. Shooty, Carlos, A's Cast on NBC Sports California. The matchup of the day. The A's offense, well, everything pretty much, offense, pitching, defense, has been really good after the All-Star break. However, the offense has stood out so far. .455 batting average in the last 11 games for the A's. 6 home runs. They're really good in 2 innings, Shooty. The first inning and the 9th inning. If we can get to spread it out and maybe get some of that magic in between, all the better.
I think when you look at it, offensively, we definitely have to have the advantage, especially the way we swing the bat and hit the ball out of the ballpark. So if you look at the matchup for me, Lopez on the road has a 1.47 whip. Parker has a 1.47 whip at home. Mm-hmm. So here we go. It's all about the pitchers. The one that minimizes the damage will be the one that will come out on top.
If I'm Jacob Lopez, lefty on lefty matchup, he's got to dominate C.J. Abrams and James Wood, top of the lineup. It's their 2 best hitters. A couple of lefties. It has to be done for him to be successful. He's got to dominate those 2 lefties.
Well, C.J. Abrams for sure, but James Wood only had 1 hit since the home run contest. So just don't wake him up.
Let's do that. For Shooty Babbitt, the leadoff hitter, Shea Langoliers, I am Carlos Ramirez. We'll see you back here after the game to dissect what happened in Nationals Park. Enjoy A's baseball on NBC Sports California.
It's time for Athletics Baseball.
Belichick second.
The home of all-stars.
Swung on drive to left field, hit pretty well. Going back and forth, it looks up, and it's gone! 2-run homer for Jacob Wilson.
And unbelievable moments.
Fly ball left center. Denzel going back, nearing the track, at the track, right to the wall, leaping, climbing the wall. Did he catch it? He did! You can't believe what this kid is doing in center field.
Now for the call of today's game, here's Johnny Dasco and Chris Carey.
Hi, everybody. Good morning to you from Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. It's the rubber match, this 3-game set, the Athletics and the Washington Nationals, along with Chris Carey, Chris Townsend, Kent Korak, Jessica Kleins with the commander, Cody Elias, Johnny Dasco with you. Thanks so much for being with us. The A's losing on a walk-off single from C.J. Abrams in the game last night. They lost by a final score of 2-1, despite pitching very well. Matter of fact, Jeffrey Springs worked 5 perfect innings before Riley Adams homered to break up the perfect game, the no-hitter, and the shutout all in one swing. But it was a 1-1 game until the bottom of the 9th. And as we said, Abrams bringing home Robert Hassel III with the RBI single, and the Nationals picked up their 45th win against 68 losses. Nationals 19.5 back in the NL East. The A's are 50-66, 14.5 games back in the West, but a chance to win this series in the rubber match here after the A's won game 1, 16-7, pounding out 24 hits. Now the pitching matchup today will feature the left-hander Jacob Lopez. He is 4-6 in the ERA at 3.99. Goes against the fellow southpaw left-hander Mitchell Parker, who is 7-11, an ERA of 5.35 in his 22 starts this year. A's after the game will travel to Baltimore on bus, get ready to take on the Orioles for a 3-game set beginning tomorrow. And Chris Carey will have the starting lineups. We return right after this.
You're not at your house. You're at a lavish seaside estate. You're not walking the dog. You're hunting for clues in an Agatha Christie mystery. See it differently with BritBox. Stream an endlessly entertaining collection of British TV, including new original series, Ludwig, starring
2 locations, 1 truck headquarters. We're kicking off huge savings at both Alpaca locations. Alpaca Ford Royal Palm Beach and Alpaca Ford West Palm Beach. Shop over 1,000 trucks, including Super Duties and F-150s. 3.9% financing available. You can't pass on these deals. Rush to alpacafordtrucks.com and score a great deal today.
¿No hablas inglés? No hay problema. Tenemos personal de ventas que habla español con fluidez en ambas ubicaciones.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
What else going to happen today? Henderson's bat goes flying into the stands on a strikeout.
And that's not good right there.
See Andy looking at it like, hey, not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, stick to basketball there, right?
Oh, no catch. Love to get that one back. Alonso lost the bat as he flung at that high fastball.
That's going to keep him up tonight. Can't make that catch.
You got to keep that clean, right? You got to catch that.
Up and play second base with Riley Adams, the backstop of choice, batting fifth for the pitcher on the mound, Mitchell Parker. Nathaniel Lowe bats sixth and plays first base with Dalen Lyle batting seventh over in left field. Jacob Young will move up a spot and play center field batting eighth. And then the number 9 hitter, Robert Hassel III, will play right field for the Nationals, who wear their home white uniforms, red caps, red lettering and numbering. The Athletics in their road gray uniforms. Today's pitching matchup brought to you by Premier Pools and Spas. Call 916-800-POOL and start your dream pool today. That's 916-800-POOL. It's Mitchell Parker, the left-hander, 7-11, 5.35 ERA in 22 games. Jacob Lopez, 4-6, 3.99 in 17 games and 13 starts. And now, for the play-by-play, here's Dosky.
Shea Langoliers to lead things off. It'll be Langoliers, Kurtz, and Rooker. Langoliers 5 for 6 in the game on Tuesday night. He is 6 for 10 in the series. The left-hander Mitchell Parker, Albuquerque native, as he looks into Riley Adams. And the sun peeking through those clouds. Left-hander delivers in the first pitch. Is swung on a line drive to center field, and going to his left to get it is Young. Jacob Young, good reaction, hard shot from Langoliers. 77 degrees at first pitch. Quite a shot from Langoliers. But Young able to track it down. Man, Langoliers just feeling really good at the plate. Here is Nick Kurtz, the first baseman, 3 for 7 in the series. Left-handed hitter. As the pitch from the left-hander Parker misses 1-0. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of the Athletics may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics. As Nick Kurtz, 36 for his last 77, inning 307 overall, as he takes a strike on the outside edge on a slider. And the count now is 1-1 strike. We'll set the Nationals for you defensively. Kurtz 23 homers, 61 driven in. Now Kurtz calls time. It is Nathaniel Lowe at first base. Luis Garcia Jr. at second with C.J. Abrams at short. The third baseman is Paul DeYoung. Dalen Lyle in left field. Jacob Young in center. Robert Hassel the third is in right. There's the pitch. That's taken outside just off the edge on the slider. It's now 2-1 on Kurtz. Doing the catching, Riley Adams. And on the hill, the left-hander, Mitchell Parker. He's 25 years old, making his 23rd start of the year. There's the 2-1 pitch. That's taken high. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. The umpires for the game today, Phil Cuzzy has the balls and strikes. Dan Bellino at first base. He's the crew chief. Clinton Bondrak at second. Tony Randazzo is over at third. Well off the line at third base is DeYoung. As Parker delivers in the pitch, that's taken high. He loses on ball 4. So Kurtz walks with 1 out here in the first. And that will bring up the right fielder, Brett Rooker. For Mitchell Parker, 61% four-seam fastballs, Chris. He throws 15% curveballs, 5% splitters, 19% sliders. So the 25-year-old who's had an up-and-down year for the Nationals Again, 7-11, 5.35 ERA. There's Rooker, right-handed hitter, is the first pitch to Rooker. That's chop foul at home plate, 0-1.
And Johnny, the struggle for Mitchell Parker has really been in the first inning. 6.95 ERA and a 3.04 opponent average in the first inning this year against the opposition. Once he's able to get out of that, from the second inning on, still a 5.01 ERA, but it's really been the struggle bus in the first inning for the left-hander Parker.
Yeah, we know the success the A's have had in the first inning. As Rooker, it's a ground ball on the left side. Abrams moves to his right, scoops it up to second for one, on to first, not in time. So they get the 6-4 put out on Kurtz, but Rooker beats it out. Play was kind of slow to develop, so 2 outs, runner on first. Here's Willie McIver. This first inning is brought to you by Hoblet Family Dealerships. Hoblet has it. No hassle, no pressure.
Ever.
So McIver, 245, a couple of homers, and 4 driven in. Right-handed hitter. For McIver, this is first at bats. It's coming back up to the big leagues. As the pitch from Parker swung on and fouled away right side out of play. Willie saw a pitch he liked on the first pitch, fouls it away, 0-1 the count. Bobby Crosby coaching at first. Eric Martin's over there at third. Very pleasant day here in the nation's capital. We've been really lucky with the weather here in August. Left-hander looks over at first as Kurtz takes his lead. The pitch, or Rooker takes the lead. There's a fly ball to right field, playable. Hassel, the third near the line, is under it, and he'll make the catch. The inning is over. No runs, a walk, 1 left through half an inning. It's the A's, nothing, and the Nationals are coming up.
Experience the thrill of the game.
Like an Academy Award came to life. How long do you think that took to get ready?
You know, it's really not fun facing a guy with that kind of stuff, I'll just tell you that.
Presented without comment.
It's a raft, it's got an outboard motor, it's got a little barbecue, and it's got a hot tub.
Look at that.
I mean, come on.
American ingenuity.
That is living. What else can go wrong here?
Where are the Angels in the outfield? They're everywhere.
Go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics. Bottom of the first, A's did not score their half of the first. It'll be Abrams, Wood, and DeYoung to face the left-hander Jacob Lopez. This first inning brought to you by Hoblet Family Dealerships. Hoblet has it, no hassle. No pressure ever. Abrams, the hero last night, left-handed hitter, 2 for 9 in this series. As Jacob delivers, first pitch, a busted-out roller to the second baseman. Urias will scoop it up and flip it over to first. And there is quickly one away. Abrams bounces out. And here's James Wood, the designated hitter, defensively for the A's. Nick Kurtz is at first base. Luis Urias at second. The shortstop is Darrell Hernandez. And it's Max Schumann, the executive, over at third. With Tyler Soderstrom in left, Colby Thomas in center, Brent Rooker's in right, catcher Willie McIver, and on the hill, the left-hander out of College of the Canyons, Jacob Lopez. As the pitch in there for a strike on a fastball at 89, and it's 0-1. A's vying for their 51st win. They are 50-66 coming in, 27-32 on the road, 23-34 in West Sacramento. Pitch taken a little high, maybe. A decent pitch, 1-1 the count on James Wood. Wood is 1 for 6 in the series. 257 overall, 24 homers, 71 driven in. As the 1-1 pitch, that's waved at him, missed on a slider. And it's now 1-2 for Jacob Lopez. The left-hander, his last start was back on the 1st of August against the Diamondbacks, and he got the win, his 4th win. That one hit toward the shortstop. Scooping it up is Hernandez, slings it to first, and they're quickly 2 away. A couple of ground ball outs induced by Lopez, 2 down. And there's Paul DeYoung, the third baseman. In that start, 5 shutout innings. He worked in and out of traffic pretty much the entire game, his entire 5 innings. But again, did not allow a run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, made the big pitch when he needed it. So Lopez, 4-6 now. Left-hander delivers. Pitch to DeYoung, the former Cardinal. That's in there for strike 0-1.
And it's good to see Jacob just continuing to attack hitters. You know, at times he has struggled to establish himself in the first inning. Sometimes he pitches high and away, and the pitch count can rise up. But when he's in a locked-in zone, it's tough to hit him.
He is so tough to pick up. You know, you wonder why they're so late sometimes on the 90. It's that arm angle. Hides the ball so well. It's 1-1 now on Paul DeYoung. DeYoung just turned 32 as he lifts one to left center. Coming in for it is the left fielder Soderstrom to make the catch for the out. And the inning is over. So 1-2-3 first for Jacob Lopez. We're through an inning. It's the A's nothing and the Nationals nothing.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Get a bottle of Seafoam odor treatment for
Top of the second, no score in the game. Second inning brought to you by American Furniture Galleries, your family-owned furniture store since 1991. Once again, here's Chris.
So it's Soderstrom, Hernandez, and Colby Thomas to come up against the lefty Mitchell Parker, who delivers home against the left-handed hitter Soderstrom, who slaps it the other way. On the move is Lyle with his backhand running toward the warning track, makes the catch for the first out. That was struck well by Soderstrom, but it ends up being the first out for the Nationals defense here in the second inning. So Darrell Hernandez is coming up, right-handed hitter, 280 on the year, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in, and 25 at-bats with the big league club this season. DeYoung playing in at third. The outfield straight up. First pitch, Hernandez takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, as we mentioned, the first inning was something that has been tough for Mitchell Parker this year. 6.95 ERA and a 3.04 opponent average. Still tough sledding from the second inning on. 1-0 is a curveball in for a strike to even up the count at 1-1. 5.01 ERA, 53 earned runs from the second inning on in 95 2/3. It's a bit of a down year for Mitchell Parker with the Nationals. 1-1, fouled away, challenged him with a high fastball. Hernandez was able to put the bat to the baseball, 1-2. Darrell is 2 for 7 on the series, does have a home run and 3 runs batted in. One-two pitch. Takes a slider inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was nice speaking to Darrell before the game yesterday, just talking about his approach, the confidence that he has started to build at the major league level, playing every single day at shortstop for the green and gold. 2-2, and he takes inside on a curveball, 3-2. Just there's a specific level of comfort that he has that he did not have last year, being able to play every day, trusting his instincts, knowing that his at-bats are going to come at a consistent rate now, considering the injury of Jacob Wilson. All of those have factored into his success this time around. 3-2 pitch, Darrell takes high and draws a 1-out walk, bringing up Colby Thomas for the first time.
Yeah, you're right. There's something to that, too, right? When you know you'll be in that lineup every single day, you're not trying to get 3 hits with every at-bat when you're battling for a spot. So, with Jacob out, Hernandez will get the lion's share of that time at shortstop. That does make a difference. Good point.
So good lead for Hernandez as Lowe holds him on, shading the second base bag. Garcia right side open for Thomas, who takes a breaking ball inside, 1-0. Thomas, the right-handed hitter, 129 with no homers and an RBI in 31 at-bats. He's 1 for 6 this series. And it's good to see Colby taking the first pitch. Sometimes you see him early swing, get behind in the count. Now he's ahead with a bit of count leverage and a base runner aboard. 1-0 pitch is down low on the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Thomas from Valdosta, Georgia. Very south part of the state, about 20 miles from the Florida-Georgia border. 2-0 pitch. Check swing up top. Did he go? He did not. 3 balls and no strikes. I'm sure Colby Thomas and Darren Bush, the bench coach and director of hitting for the Athletics, have some Valdosta stories, considering Darren Bush went to Valdosta State University and was a Valdosta State Blazer. Now, Thomas went to Mercer in Macon, Georgia, about an hour and a half north. 3-0 pitch, and that's taken for a strike, 3-1. Mercer, the same school that 2020 American League Rookie of the Year Kyle Lewis went to. So a few talented studs have come from the Mercer program. 3-1. Thomas sends a charge to deep left center field. Young going back at the track, at the wall. It's a Colby Jack for the first time in the big leagues. The first of his career comes in Washington, D.C. It's 2-0 Athletics. Here early. He found his pitch, and we finally see that Colby Thomas power that many were talking about during his time in AAA Las Vegas.
See the dugout explode, Chris. What a shot from Colby Thomas. There's no doubt about it. What a blast.
Now it's Luis Urias up, right-handed hitter. The first pitch he sees is a strike at the top of the zone, 1-0. So Thomas's first career home run, RBIs 2 and 3. And that had to feel good. No silent treatment from the dugout this time, Johnny. A 1 pitch, and that's fisted into left for a base hit. So no back problems here for Urias, who last played on Sunday against Arizona and had to leave the game in the first inning due to lower back spasms. And if you look at that, Colby Thomas hit a home run up and away on a fastball and was able to drive it to the left center field seats.
It shows you how strong he is, right? And I think you're right. I just think the guys in the dugout could not contain themselves, CC. They were fired up.
Now it's Max Schumann, 0 for 9 on the series. Right-handed hitter, swinging on the first pitch. He will line it into right center field. That'll drop down for a hit. Urias takes a turn around second. He'll push for third. Schumann pushing for second, diving in, and he is safe, losing his helmet in the process. Max Schumann stretches his gap splitter into a double. It was cut off well by Hassel. The throw-in was close, and they're going to keep the ball rolling as Schumann has an extra base hit, and the Athletics have him second and third with just one out.
I love the fact he's thinking double on contact. And even though Robert Hassel III got to it relatively quickly, Max Schumann was not going to be denied. He was going to get that two-base hit.
So 3 straight hits since the Darryl Hernandez walk with one out. Thomas hit a 2-run home run. Then it was Urias and Schumann. Urias singled, Schumann doubles. And Langeliers will come to the plate for a second time in as many innings.
Well, much like they pounced on Mackenzie Gore in the first inning, they seem to be doing the same thing right now to Mitchell Parker.
Infield will be drawn in at about medium depth now. Still not playing in on the grass, but with Urias lurking on third and Langeliers at the plate, they want to be cautious. First pitch is a strike on a curveball to Langeliers, 0-1. He lined out hard to the center fielder Young, who made a great jump on the baseball and made the catch on the run. Urias at third, Schumann at second. 2-0 the A's lead the top of the second. And now a swing and a miss from Langeliers on the 0-1 pitch. A fastball got him swinging high and away, 0-2. Parker lined up in the middle of the rubber from the stretch against Langeliers. High set. And his 0-2 pitch is taken inside on a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Going to see that slider occasionally from Parker. Just about 10% of the time he uses that this year. Now the 1-2. Shea fouls it away. This arsenal features a four-seamer, curveball, a splitter, a slider. You've seen a good bit of the four-seamer and the curveball. Haven't seen too much of the splitter yet, but will occasionally mix in that slider, Johnny. He is hoping to retire Langeliers here before Kurtz comes up. 1-2 pitch. Shea punches it back foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third for the Athletics, who lead 2-0 here in the top of the second inning after a Colby Thomas 2-run home run to left center field, his first home run as a big leaguer. 1-2 pitch, cued foul into the A's third base dugout. The next 1-2. Shea pops it up and out of play, foul. It is good to see the Athletics scoring first in this game. They have scored first in now each of the 3 games they've played here in D.C. Took them until the 6th inning to score. Langeliers fouls away the next 1-2. 6th inning to score last night. But Washington eventually ended up winning in the 9th due to a walk-off C.J. Abrams single to left field, scoring Robert Hassel III from second base. 8-pitch at bat, 1-2 pitch. That 9th pitch is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shea on a 7-game hitting streak. For play today, 15 for 31 over those 7 games, 44 with 5 homers and 6 runs batted in. He is a different kind of locked in right now.
When you talk about scoring first, when the opponent scores first against the Nationals, they're 11-50. So they've really struggled But they did get their 11th win in that situation last night.
2-2 pitch. Another foul ball. Double-digit pitches now for Parker in this at-bat for Langoliers. He's mixed in the curveball and slider, but primarily four-seam fastballs used. The last three pitches have all been fastballs, trying to beat Langoliers to a spot. 2-2 pitch. Shea sends it in the air to center field. Young breaks in, moves over to the right center field alley, makes the catch. Urias will test his arm. The throw to the plate is cut off, and Langoliers has a sacrifice fly RBI to center. It's 3-0 A's.
It's a fantastic at-bat, Chris, for Shea Langoliers, fouling off all those pitches. And the 11th pitch of the at-bat comes through and brings them home, picks up the sacrifice fly. That's great.
So the infield will play Kurtz to pull. He walked back in the first inning, up again here in the second. Eighth batter to come up against Parker here in the second inning. Schumann takes his lead off of second. The first pitch to Kurtz. He's swinging out of his shoes, fouling it back 0-1. Kurtz, a .208 hitter against left-handed pitching. But with runners in scoring position this year, 349, 4 doubles, 9 home runs, and 41 of his 61 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball high, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schumann on second base. The score 3-0 Athletics in the top of the second inning. So 0-2 to Kurtz. The pitch. He takes on the inside corner, maybe a bit down as well, for a called strike 3. So Kurtz is caught looking. Schumann stranded on second, but the Athletics put up 3 runs in the second inning, including a Colby Thomas 2-run home run, the first of his big league career. Going to the bottom of the second, it's 3-0 A's.
The tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker, and here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side, and a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch. It was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
The second inning of today's game is brought to you by American Furniture Galleries, your family-owned furniture store since 1991. Bottom of the second, 3-0 A's after a 3 spot in the top of the second inning, headlined by a Colby Thomas 2-run home run, first of his big league career. First pitch strike to the left-handed hitter Luis Garcia Jr., and now it's 0-1. 0-1 pitch. He flies that into shallow center. Colby Thomas coming in and on the run makes the catch at medium depth. 1 away. You were saying off the air, Johnny, Colby Thomas, a tremendous amount of athleticism, and you know he's glad to get that monkey off of his back, especially being touted as a power hitter throughout the minor leagues, finally getting that first big league home run after quite some time.
Yeah, there'd be more where that came from, too. I mean, you see his strength, we know his defense, we know his speed, he's got the pop, he's got it all, just trying to put it together at the highest level.
First pitch is a strike to Riley Adams, the right-handed hitter. 0-1. 174, 7 home runs, 17 runs batted in. He was one of the heroes of last night's game, tying it up at 1-1 with a solo home run off of Springs in the 6th inning. The 0-1 pitch is a high fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. That broke up not only Jeffrey Springs' perfect game bid, but his shutout bid as well. 1-1 pitch and a wave and a miss on a changeup away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adams has a good bit of power, but still about 26 points below the Mendoza line. One and 2 from Lopez. Swing and a miss. Jacob got him on the fastball. First strikeout for Lopez. That's out number 2 here in the bottom of the second inning. Well, Johnny, when you look at what Jacob Lopez has done, 84 strikeouts this year. Now that's his 85th, but entering play today, those 84 strikeouts, that's 7th in the majors among rookies. And remember, he's done some relief appearances. He hasn't played the full year with the green and gold. He is racking them up this year as he fires in a strike to the left-handed hitter Nathaniel Lowe, 0-1.
Yeah, we talk about how hard he is to pick up, especially as a left-handed hitter from that arm angle. Hides the ball so well, and he's been tremendous, really. And I don't say a pleasant surprise, but the way he started, it's been great to see.
The 0-1 pitch is a fastball in for a strike, and he's getting ahead again, 0-2.
Remember, we saw that start against the Rangers early in the year, and he was kind of all over the place, out of sorts. But he is pitching with a lot of confidence right now.
So no balls and 2 strikes to Lowe. He tips it in and out of McIver's glove. And Lowe will see another. Nathaniel Lowe, 0 for 4 this series, does have 4 walks. He's .220 on the year with 15 homers and 64 runs batted in, but 1 for his last 16 at the plate. Third base side of the rubber from the stretch, 0-2 pitch. Lowe takes, and it is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 2 outs, nobody aboard. The A's lead 3-0 in the bottom of the second. Lopez getting the sign, and he can't hear it.
Pitch comm issues.
We have seen this quite a bit.
It's amazing how often we do see it, right?
And it's something that, not to get opinionated, does need to be figured out, because it is happening at a frequent basis, and it does stop the play of the game. I don't know if it's just defective certain pitch comm machines, but there are ways to mitigate that damage. And it looks like Lopez is ready to go, and he can hear from his pitch comm inside of his hat now. One ball and 2 strikes to Nathaniel Lowe. And the pitch. Line drive, but caught by Hernandez, moving into the outfield grass. 6 up, 6 down for Jacob Lopez. Through 2 innings, it's the Athletics 3 and the Nationals nothing.
DQ presents.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. Yeah. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, you know, someone that's just mailing it in. Yeah. They're not putting their heart into it.
The third inning of today's game is brought to you by Premier Pools and Spas. Call 916-800-POOL and start your dream pool today. That's 916-800-POOL. Top of the third, Rooker, McIver, and Soderstrom up for a second time. 3-0 the Athletics lead after a very successful second inning of offense against the lefty Mitchell Parker. Parker over his head and starting his compact windup to the righty Rooker. First pitch is a strike on a curveball, 0-1. Rooker bounced into a 6-4 fielder's choice play that got Kurtz at second base back at the first inning. In the first inning, here at Nationals Park. And the 0-1 pitch is swung through and missed. Johnny, I promise I will get better at my prepositions as the broadcast gets better.
Your prepositions are fine. I'm going to say, by the way, my attendance guessing.
Wait. I was gonna build it up. You're jumping the gun right now.
Sorry, buddy.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And around the horn they go. Second strikeout for Parker. Second straight strikeout for Parker, and one is away. And now and only now, Johnny Dosco, let us hear what your attendance prediction for the final game at Nationals Park is.
Well, I'm going to say it. I mean, it's a light crowd today. It's tickets sold, obviously, but I'm going to say 13,428. And I know that TJ is probably looking at me like that's low, and it might be, but that's my prediction: 13,428 on this Thursday.
Willie McIver is up, and he bounces one off to the right side. Low, the first baseman gathers and takes it himself 2 away. Well, our on-site engineer, Tim Jones, now has to make a guess. What is your guess? Well, I haven't won in quite some time, and I'm not going between either of you, so I'm going to go 14,674.
This guy.
Go back to my tired act.
Oh, that is so sleepy. Man. Price is right here, right?
Tyler Soderstrom up. He flew out to left on the first pitch he saw in the second inning. First pitch is a strike on a fastball, 0-1. Soderstrom had a homer last night. First homer since the 25th of July in Houston. 0-1 pitch is high on a curveball, 1-1 with 2 outs. Nobody aboard for the Athletics in the top half of the third. The score 3-0 green and gold. We will see who wins the attendance battle here today in the nation's capital. 1-1 pitch, ripped through and missed on a slider, 1-2.
It's another nice day. We were told it was going to be unbearable with the humidity, but it has been pleasant this whole week.
1-2 pitch, Soderstrom takes a slider out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, a very sweltering 77 degrees at first pitch. About as nice as you can get on an August game on the East Coast. 2-2. Popped up and had a play foul.
And Baltimore's supposed to be pleasant this weekend. That'd be nice.
I've never been.
Really?
Never been to Camden Yards. I hear it's beautiful.
You're going to love that ballpark. Excited for you.
I'd never been to this ballpark either, so just continuing to check off.
Yeah.
Take me a few years to get all of them, but enjoying every second. 2-2. Check swing up top. Soderstrom did go around, according to home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for the first time for Mitchell Parker. Through 2.5 innings, it is the Athletics 3 and Washington.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
The third inning of today's game is brought to you by Premier Pools and Spas. Call 916-800-POOL and start your dream pool today. It's the bottom of the third, bottom of the order for the Nationals, starting with the left-handed hitter Dalen Lyle. The score 3-0 A's. The first pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Lyle, 247 on the season, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch. That's over the plate on a curveball, or a slider, a called strike to make it 1-1. Schumann playing in at third, the rest of the infield back and over to pull against the lefty Lyle. 1-1 from Lopez, and Lyle will take a strike on a slider to the outer edge, 1-2. Lopez sat down the first 6 hitters he faced in innings number 1 and 2. His 1-2 pitch to Lyle is fouled away. Dalen Lyle from Louisville, Kentucky. You ever been to Louisville?
You know what? I have not. Heard great things. Never been there. You?
I have not. One-two pitch. Fouled away. Love to see the Louisville Slugger.
Yeah, Bat Museum.
Bat Museum.
Yeah.
How they make the bats. I think that's just such a really cool concept of, the right wood to use, the ones that you have to recall, the ones that aren't necessarily the pro stock model bats. They still sell to consumers. 1-2 is a slider away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is really a comprehensive process. Mm-hmm. And then designing the bat, designing the specific handles. Obviously, with the torpedo bats in the beginning of the year, they became very popular. 2-2 pitch, ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Urias, and he'll put it in his pocket. Had to go a long way, and Lyle legs out an infield single to lead off the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, Lyle runs very well. I'm not sure Urias would have even had a chance at all to get him, even if he comes up with it cleanly and has the off-balance throw.
Here's the center fielder Jacob Young coming up for the first time today. Right-handed hitter, 231 on the season, 0 homers, but 19 runs batted in. First pitch, he goes around for a strike, away 0-1. Young, drafted out of the University of Florida in the 7th round of the 2021 draft from Ponte Vedra, Florida. Went to Ponte Vedra High School. Third base side of the rubber. Lopez fires to the plate, and again, Young expands his zone on a pitch away, swinging and missing 0-2. That is significant because every time I talk to Chris Townsend, he thinks I'm from Ponte Vedra. I am not. I live about 20 miles away from Ponte Vedra, but he doesn't care.
Well, Townsend, he also thinks that he's from the South because he's from San Diego. So I'm from the South.
That's not even close. Right. 0-2 pitch is a changeup away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I think that he identifies me with Ponte Vedra because that's where he can relate a golf course geographically to my general proximity. Sawgrass, TPC Sawgrass is in Ponte Vedra, where the Players' Championship is always held every year.
All comes down to the links with him, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, Korak as well. Kenny will always bring it back to golf. At least once every couple games.
Yeah, I'd say once every what? 6 games? 7 games for Korak? Townsend is once pretty much every game.
I would say Korak's once every 2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
So those are Hall of Fame numbers for both.
Yeah.
1-2, breaking for second is Lyle. A swing and a miss. Throw down to second is going to be late. Young strikes out. And now the runner at second, Lyle, might be called out. So is Lyle going to have to move back to first? No, he is out.
Yeah.
So the batter interfered with the throw down. So an automatic out. And 2 are away. I was wondering what that was all about. And was it the backswing? Might have been the bat that caught McIver's throw. It was an accurate throw. But Lopez gets his second strikeout, another out. So it's Robert Hassel, the third left-handed hitter, taking strike 1. 244 average, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Now a pitch away, 1-1.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. And that's a huge break because Lyle got a great jump. But you could tell McIver wasn't allowed. He just didn't have the space to make the throw to second base.
1-1, lifted the other way, down for a hit. Soderstrom over to get it. He'll throw into second base. It's close, but Hassel has his third double of the series. So that would have been trouble with Lyle's speed. If Lyle had reached second base safely, that might have put the Nationals on the board. Instead, it's a 2-out hit for Robert Hassel III, setting up C.J. Abrams. So Johnny Abrams knows the situation well. Hassel was on second base in the 9th inning after a leadoff double. Then Abrams drove him home with the walk-off single to make it a 2-1 victory for Washington. Lopez fires in the first pitch. It's a slider over the heart of the plate for a strike. 0-1 with 2 outs. Hassel at second. The score 3-0 Athletics in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 1 pitch. Grounded to first. Kurtz waits back on it, flipping to the covering Lopez. He is there on the 3-1 putout to retire the side. No runs off of 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base in the bottom of the 3rd.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
X at AthleticsCast 24 ahead of every weekday evening game.
Top of the 4th inning, 3-0 Athletics. Once again, here's Dosky.
Darrell Hernandez to lead things off. He walked and scored in the 2nd inning. 3-0 the A's lead it as the left-hander Mitchell Parker delivers. And the pitch is taken for a strike on the inside edge. First pitch curveball. And it's 0-1. Hernandez 2 for 7 in the series. He's hitting .280 overall. A couple of homers and 4 driven in. As The left-hander's 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside, and it's 1-1. 3 runs, 3 hits for the A's. No runs, 2 hits for Washington. This is the rubber match of this 3-game set. Parker right now at 51 pitches. He delivers low with a splitter. And it's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Darrell Hernandez. Third baseman DeYoung, about 20 feet off the line, 15 feet off the line. The 2-1 pitch, that misses. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. 336 down the left field line. It's 377 in the left center field power alley. 402 to dead center. Curls out to 335 down the right field line as the pitch is fouled back on a good cut on that fastball. 3-2 on Hernandez. As you said, I'm just getting those everyday reps with Jacob Wilson out. We saw it from the first game, though, that first step. He's quicker this year. He's finally 100% healthy. As Parker out of his windup in the 3-2 pitch. That swung on and popped up foul. Drifting over is low, but he'll run out of room. Remains at 3-2.
Johnny, when talking to Darrell Hernandez off the air, he was talking about his power. And he said, I know I can hit for power at the big league level, but it's different than last year in terms of my expectation of power. I would have to give a whole lot more than a guy like Kurtz, and I'm understanding that if I can hit for contact first, that power is going to continue to build.
No question. Power is going to come. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's one hard hit ball down the left field line for a base hit. Over to get in the corner is Lyle. Hernandez digging for 2. He's into second base. Now rounding second's going to dig for 3. And the throw is cut off. It's a triple for Hernandez. Oh, great piece of base running by Hernandez. Ball hit down that left field line. And after rounding second base, he's thinking triple, and he picks up the 3-base hit to lead off this 4th inning.
Johnny, he was thinking triple out of the box. Once he saw that ball not go out to the jutted out corner and ricochet, it actually just tucks in perfectly and makes it tough for Lyle to get to the baseball quickly. And as it stayed inside of that wall and in the corner, he took a turnaround second and had a very good chance of legging out a triple. And he could have stood up at third base. That's how fast he was moving.
Hernandez picking up his first triple of the year as Colby Thomas swings and fouls it back, and it's 0-1. Thomas with his first career Major League homer in the 2nd inning, a 2-run shot. Thomas at 156 on the year now, homer 3 driven in. Pitch misses high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The infield is in. So Lowe, Garcia, Abrams, and DeYoung are in. Actually, Abrams and Garcia at medium depth right now. Hernandez creeping down that third base line. He's trying to add to this 3-0 lead. As the lefty to the plate in the pitch, that's foul back to the screen. Good cut by Thomas there. And it's now 1-2.
I wanted to go back to what Darrell was saying because I think it's such a great point about Kurtz and, to a lesser degree, Hernandez and Thomas is when Kurtz came up, he took his singles and doubles. It took him a while to get that first home run, but then once he started doing it, it became so consistent. I think Darrell's trying to follow that kind of structure here in his 2nd stint in the big leagues.
1-2 pitch swung on, a line drive to left field. Lyle is there to make the catch. Tagging is Hernandez. He'll score easily, and the A's lead 4-0. Productive at bat for Colby Thomas. Picks up his 3rd RBI of the day and his 4th for the year. So Thomas with the sacrifice fly. It's a 4-0 A's lead here in the 4th. 2 great at-bats for Colby Thomas. By the way, for Hernandez, that is his first career triple. Did not have one last year in his 120 at-bats. Here's Urias, who singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Parker delivers, and the pitch is taken high. 1 ball and no strikes.
How about these two doing work in AAA all year long, and Hernandez and Thomas getting a shot at the big leagues and immediately impacting the game here in the series finale.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That misses, and it's 1-1. It's funny, 2-0. Talk about how good that AAA Vegas team is and was. I mean, it still is, but you talk to Hernandez, you talk to Ben Bowden, talk to Colby Thomas, and they all were kind of shaking their heads about how good the Las Vegas team is. AAA. The 2-0 pitch is taken outside, 3 balls and no strikes. They're having such a good time. Ben Bowden said, I've never been on a better team as far as the minor leagues are concerned. Even in college, he said just there was something about that team, and obviously so many guys have come from Las Vegas and contributed to this big club. There's the 3-0 pitch. That's taken for a strike. It's now 3-1.
Max Muncy said it too. I mean, one of the words he said about the opposing pitchers sometimes saying, this team is stupid, how talented they are.
No question. 3-1 the count on Urias, with Schumann waiting next. There's that 3-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. A high strike there to Luis. And it's now 3-2 on Urias. Schumann, the on-deck hitter, the A's. Going to get some momentum going to that series in Baltimore. Here's the 3-2 pitch from the lefty. That's hit down the right field line, slicing foul and out of play. And it remains at 3-2 on Urias. Nationals very much in rebuilding mode. A good core, though. There's the 3-2 pitch. That's strike 3 called. So that was an inside edge at the knees as Urias strikes out. 2 down. Before we hear about Schumann, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on A's Cast. Talk 650 KST in the A's radio network. Here's Max Schumann. The executive doubled in the second inning. His second double of the year, his first hit of the series, as he squares to bunt, and I think he fouled it away there. Or no, maybe he did pull away in time. It says 1 ball and no strikes. So 1-0 on Schumann. A leg double in that second inning. As lefty, Mitchell Parker to the plate, and the 1-0 pitch. That misses, and it's 2-0 for Ken Korak, Chris Townsend, Jessica Kleinschmidt, the commander, Shooty Babbitt, Stephen Lewis Sachs, and with Chris Carey, Johnny Doska with you. Thanks so much for being with us on this Thursday. Maybe you're on a road trip and tuning in. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That swung on a line drive to right center for a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Schumann into second base with his second double in as many at-bats. So Max Schumann picks up the double, his third of the year. And look, he said in that first game, Chris, yes, he was 0 for 6. It seems like there's always someone goes 0 for in those lopsided affairs with the A's picking up 16 runs in 24 hits. He said, look, the funny thing about my 0 for 6 is I felt good at the plate on every at-bat. Well, you can see in these at-bats, Chris, 2 doubles for Schumann. Sometimes the results aren't there, even though you're feeling good at the plate. You have good rhythm at the plate. You're seeing the ball well.
I like when he makes consistent contact with the baseball, and when he's been playing every single day, after adjusting to coming off the bench, sometimes that can be a tough adjustment going back and forth like that.
Here's Langoliers. Shea takes a strike on a first pitch fastball. It's 0-1.
But as we've seen with Max not getting as many at-bats as most of these guys in the lineup, his average can fluctuate. I mean, if he starts getting on a streak, that average at the Mendoza line could very easily climb up to 220, 230 within a snap of a finger.
0-1 to Shea is taken low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 runs, 5 hits for the A's. No runs, 2 hits for the Nationals. We're in the top half of the 4th inning. Shea has lined down. He also picked up a sacrifice fly. 2 good at-bats for Langoliers. He's 6 for 11 in the series. Here's the pitch. That swung on, a little pop-up. The second baseman, Garcia, is under it. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. But 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. We're through 3 1/2. The A's lead the Nationals 4-0.
When it comes to knocking it out of the park.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 4-0 A's lead as James Wood will be the hitter. It'll be Wood, DeYoung, Garcia, 2, 3, and 4, left on left. As Jacob Lopez delivers, and the first pitch waved at him, missed on a first pitch slider. And it's nothing with this fourth inning, brought to you by Hyundai of Vacaville, NorCal's home run Hyundai store, close to everywhere at I-80 and Leisure Town Road. Wood grounded out to Hernandez, the shortstop in the first inning, 0 for 1. The 0-1 pitch. That misses low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. James Wood, he's hitting .256 on the year. 24 homers driven in 71 runs. Lopez delivers, and the 1-1 pitch. That's a ground ball down and backhanded by Kurtz. Nice play to his left, and he steps on the bag. There is 1 away. So Wood grounds out to the first baseman. 1 down. That'll bring up Paul DeYoung. Whether you come for baseball, live music, incredible restaurants, or world-class entertainment, Vegas is a grand slam. Las Vegas exclusive destination partner of the A's. Head to visitlasvegas.com for more. Here is Paul DeYoung, who flied out to Soderstrom in left field in the first inning, 0 for 1. DeYoung, right-handed hitter, as Lopez delivers a strike in that first pitch strike. And we saw it in Kansas City. Schutte and I were talking about the fact that of the first, I think, 20 hitters he faced, 18 of them he got that first pitch strike in. Lopez has the pitch. That misses high, goes to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. I miss Schutte. I can't wait to see Schutte again.
I'm really, I'm feeling the love here, Johnny, after you introduced everybody in the radio team, and I figured out you pick favorites. Stephen Lewis Sachs. You read full name, full government name. Didn't do that for me. Now you miss Schutte? Great, good to know.
1-1 pitch, swung on a miss. Well, I can't miss you. It's one of those things my mom used to say, I can't miss you if you won't go away, right? I mean, right? I mean, if you're here, I can't miss you.
What a backhanded compliment. I can't miss you if you won't go away. Wow.
Take it as you wish. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, down he goes. He gets him on the fastball, so it's a strikeout for Lopez. That's his third. Jacob looking good. 2 outs in the fourth. And that will bring up the second baseman, Luis Garcia.
I mean, he's in a rhythm when he's challenging right-handed hitters up high and sometimes away with that fastball. Like you said, not only a deceptive arm angle, but just shields the baseball to where they can't really pick up the arm swing in time.
Here's Garcia. Luis Garcia Jr., a left-handed hitter. As pitch a strike, it's 0-1. Garcia's 3 for 6 in the series. Sun once again peeking through those high clouds as the 0-1 pitch. That's taken for a strike on the outside edge. Another fastball. That one was at 92, and it's 0-2. But again, deceptive. And we talked about it with Jeffrey Springs, too. That 91 can look like 95, 96 at times. 0-2 the count. As the lefty at the belt, the 0-2 pitch is taken outside with a slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Been economical, too, with this pitch. He's only at 45 pitches on the day with 34 strikes. Been efficient. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Waved at him, missed, down he goes. Another slider. And that is the 4th strikeout for Jacob Lopez. Man, he's looking good. We're through 4 complete. It's a 1-2-3-4. It's the A's.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
We go to the fifth inning. It's a 4-0 A's lead as Nick Kurtz will lead things off for the Athletics. Kurtz, Rooker, and McIver face the left-hander Mitchell Parker. Kurtz has walked and struck out 0 for 1 as Mitchell Parker delivers the pitch. That's swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Parker 14-21 in his career, 4.76 ERA, 51 starts. He's out of San Jacinto Junior College in San Jacinto, Texas. Made his big league debut 15th of April last year. 0-1 pitch. That's taken high with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last start against Milwaukee, 4 innings, 12 hits, and 8 runs. Matter of fact, he's allowed 15 earned runs in 8 2/3 innings against the Brewers this year. Here's the 1-1. That misses inside, 2-1. The Brewers did a lot of damage to the Nationals last weekend. It's a rough 3 games for Washington. And then the A's had insult to injury. Put 16 runs, 24 hits up against them first game of this series. Pitch misses high. It's now 3-1 to Kurtz.
Dosky, Parker, an Albuquerque product. Who's another Albuquerque product in the league? Alex Bregman? He's from Albuquerque?
Yes. Yep. Kyle Blanks, a 505 product. Yep.
I have not been to Albuquerque.
The 3-1 pitch. That misses high. Good at bat for Kurtz. Another walk. Seen a lot of that since his 4-homer game. So Kurtz walks, and here is Brent Rooker, the right fielder's 5th inning, brought to you by Granite Expo. Grand Slam savings with 10 Northern California locations. Go to graniteexpo.com. Albuquerque's great. Santa Fe's even better. Rooker bounced out in the first. He struck out swinging in the third. As the left-hander delivers, and the pitch misses outside for Parker. He's now at 79 pitches. 1-0 on Rooker. 272, 23, and 66.
And Johnny, that'll get out Jackson Rutledge in the bullpen. He's going to start warming up for the Nationals, the right-handed reliever.
Big hole on the right side for Rooker. Parker to the plate and the pitch. That swung on, banged into right field for a base hit. Going to second base is Kurtz. A good piece of hitting by Brent. Picks up the single to right. The A's are in business again. It's first and second. Nobody out for the catcher, Willie McIver. McIver has flied out and bounced out. He's 0 for 2. Hitting .235 with the A's this year. And coming out there is Jim Hickey, a longtime pitching coach in the Astro system. So Jim Hickey, that's a consultation on the mound, which is brought to you by Granite Expo. Grand Slam savings with 10 Northern California locations. Go to graniteexpo.com. So Willie McIver, all smiles today, all smiles yesterday. I mean, it's hard to wipe that smile off his face, and not just when he's in the big leagues, wherever he is. His energy is infectious, enthusiasm. Left-hander comes setting out of the plate, and the pitch misses outside. Want to know if there's a quote you kind of label McIver as kind of being this quote, right? He is this quote, saying nothing great has ever been achieved without enthusiasm. Ralph Waldo Emerson. That is this guy at the plate, Willie McIver, as he takes low. Now 2 balls and no strikes.
he really is like a golden retriever. You know, he's just so infectious and positive and happy to be there and warms up everybody's day. And then, obviously, when he gets on that diamond, there's a different edge to him.
He is fierce. With a 2-0 pitch. That's a ground ball to short. It might be 2. Abrams scoop it up to second for one, on to first, and they get the double play. So a 6-4-3 double play. They call him safe at first. They're going to check that.
They're going to want to look at this.
They're going to look at that because they got him at first. So they called him safe at first. So it's going to be first and third for now. And we'll see if they take a look at it.
Washington is challenging the safe call at first base.
Yeah, I didn't think it was really close, but I could have missed it. So we'll see if this comes back here. Let's see. I thought they got him, Chris, but let's see. Maybe not. Maybe not. It was close, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was close. It looked initially like they got him, Johnny. I mean, the ball was hit right at C.J. Abrams, who flips quickly to Garcia, who has a quick turnover to first. But McIver was hustling out of the box. This is another thing, just continuing to prove himself, continuing to hustle, and right there.
I think you're right. I think he beat it. My apologies.
It needs clear and convincing evidence to overturn, but this is big at this point in the game because Kurtz advances to third. You have McIver on first base. If this call stands on the field or it is confirmed, with Soderstrom coming up, and the question will be, will Soderstrom see the lefty Parker for a third time? You would think with the lefty coming to plate, it would.
The ruling on the field stands. The runner is
safe.
That
is on me, absolutely 100%. 6-4 on the putout. So first and third with one out, as Tyler Soderstrom will be the hitter. Great job by Willie McIver, just hustling down that line. And shame on me for the assumption. Soderstrom has been robbed by Lyle. Lyle made that beautiful running catch toward the line in the second inning, and Soderstrom struck out swinging in the third. So first and third, one out. Left on left. As Parker, the high set and out of the plate in the pitch. That misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Soderstrom seeing the ball well right now. A's lead at 4-0. We're in the top half of the 5th inning here at Nationals Park. Here's the pitch. That swung hard shot on one up to the second baseman Garcia to Abrams for one on to first, and it is a double play. So Soderstrom smoked it right at Garcia. It's a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. No runs, a walk, a hit, and one left. We're through 4.5.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
And more. This fifth inning brought to you by Granite Expo. Grand Slam savings with 10 Northern California locations. Go to graniteexpo.com, and Riley Adams will be the hitter. It'll be Adams, Lowe, and Lyle. 5, 6, and 7 to face Jacob Lopez, who's pitched really well. Only at 46 pitches as he delivers a strike. For the first pitch strike on the slider, and it's 0-1. And how big would it be, Chris, if Lopez can give you 7 today, give the bullpen a blow, 0-1 pitch, that misses high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Really would be nice.
Well, especially after the last few starts probably not going as long as he wanted to. Of course, the win in 5 innings scoreless. The pitch count got higher and higher for him.
And that's what Emo had talked about. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, as the pitch in there for a strike, it's 1-2. He's just wanting Lopez just be a little more efficient. And he's done that so far in this game this afternoon. Adams 1 for 4 in the series as he checks his swing, and he did not go. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second baseman Urias is shaded up the middle. Lopez to the plate in the pitch. That's swung on and stroked into left field. Coming up for it, Soderstrom is going to fall in for a base hit. So Adams a leadoff single here in the 5th. And I'm going to bring up the first baseman, Nathaniel Lowe.
Johnny, I'll tell you, in between innings, some fun promotions here in National Land in Washington, D.C. I think it's the presidential bike race on the warning track. I think George Washington won. Of all the mascot races there are, is this one your favorite? Do you like the sausage race more, or maybe the mustard race in Texas?
Here's Nathaniel Lowe. Misses inside, and the count's 1-0. I don't know. I wasn't really expecting the question. But I would say, I don't know. I like the one in Milwaukee is kind of legendary, right?
Yep.
It's iconic.
I like the one in Milwaukee, too.
It's pretty solid. But I like the race in Cleveland as well. The 1-0 pitch, that's where Mustard dominates, right? Pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1 on Nathaniel Lowe.
That is Cleveland, yes.
That's Cleveland, yeah.
I think that's Dallas's favorite because he and Mustard have a long-standing friendship.
Riley Adams being held on over there by Kurtz. Here's the pitch. That swung on bounce. Nice play by Kurtz on the 1-up. He'll step on the bag, throw to second, and not in time. Del Kurtz at first was thinking about getting the lead runner at first. The ball was hit hard enough. I think if Nick would have that back, that's what he would do. Try to get the 3-6-3, but it's a 3 unassisted put out, taking second base, Riley Adams. That'll bring up Dalen Lyle.
There was a bit of hesitation. We've seen a couple of times, I think that was in the Seattle series, where Josh Naylor didn't go out of the baseline but kind of shielded Nick's vision of throwing to second, and it ended up being in the left field.
Lyle swings and foul tips it into McIver's glove, 0-1.
So maybe that's why he decided to get the shore out at first before going to second.
I can just tell from Kurtz's reaction that he kind of regretted not going to second first. Pitch misses outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. I think what Nick thought was, we're going to get him at second if I go to step on the bag. But Riley Adams got a pretty good jump off of first base. Left-hander checks second. Now to the plate. The 1-1 is foul back to the screen. It's now 1-2.
And these moments are always great for a rookie, especially. I mean, Emar is as good as they come defensively in terms of coaching this infield. I'm sure they'll break it down in between innings on the best course of action for the next time that happens.
Here's the pitch. That misses outside. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4-0 A's. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Runner at second is Riley Adams. Mile 251 on the years. He hits a line drive right at Hernandez, the shortstop, and there are 2 away. So 2 outs in the 5th. And that will bring up the center fielder, Jacob Young. Young struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. By the way, Ohtani, the 3rd Japanese player in the Major Leagues to get 1,000 hits. Picked up his 1,000th hit yesterday. Tani Ichiro and, of course, Hideki Matsui as the pitch. That misses 1 ball and no strikes. Ichiro, of course, inducted into the Hall of Fame this summer, and he had a fantastic speech. Want to know the count on Jacob Young, which is hit foul right side out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't know if there will ever be a player like Ichiro Suzuki again in terms of playing in 2 of the top flight leagues, the highest, the high, having 3,000 hits there, over 1,000 hits in the other league. I mean, just astounding.
1-1 pitch misses inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And you know, one thing that Katse was talking about, Mark Katse talking about Ichiro, and he marveled watching him take batting practice and the power. Like Ichiro could have been a great power hitter had he chosen to go that route. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's hit foul outside third and down the line. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, I mean, people were talking about his batting practice and what it looked like. He could hit home runs at will. And I know it's batting practice. I know people say, well, it's different. But this guy just commanded the wand differently than other players did.
For sure.
Power for contact, for singles, for doubles, finding the gaps over the wall.
2-2 pitch is foul back. Remains at 2-2.
Still had, I think, 117 or 118 homers in the big leagues, and he had something like that, the same amount in Japan, which is crazy to think about. I think he had 1 more in the States than he did in Japan.
Man. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That swung on and missed. Down he goes. He got him on the changeup. Strong 5 innings for Jacob Lopez. Picks up his 5th strikeout. He struck out Jacob Young twice. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. We're through 5. It's the A's 4 and the Nationals nothing.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar is in the stands.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped, or he might have caught that ball.
Down. There's a fastball, and there's a flying bat. It's a high car.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
Haggerty is on with an infield hit. A little tumble behind the mound, hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Top of the 6th, it's a 4-0 A's lead. Once again, here's Chris.
6th inning of today's game brought to you by American Furniture Galleries, your family-owned furniture store since 1991. Well, after 5 innings of 6-hit, 4-earned-run baseball with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts, Miguel Cairo has gone to the bullpen and will elect to use right-handed pitcher Jackson Rutledge here in a 4-0 Athletics lead. He'll face Darryl Hernandez with a first-pitch strike, 0-1. Pitching change brought to you by Hoblet Family Dealerships. Hoblet has it. No hassle, no pressure, ever. Rutledge in his 41st appearance, 1-1, 6.35 ERA, did appear 2 games ago in the 9th inning, striking out the side in order. Darryl fouls away the next pitch off the left side, 0-2. So the best inning of the Nationals night in terms of the defensive side in the 16-7 lopsided Athletics victory 2 nights ago was Rutledge's 9th inning, striking out Soderstrom, Urshela, and Schumann in order. He'll have Hernandez, who's 1 for 1 with a walk, a triple, and 2 runs scored, and now Hernandez takes in 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bernays entering play today, a .429 hitter with nobody out. Up that total after leading off the fourth with a triple down the left field line. 1-2, he flies it in the air to shallow left center. Out goes the shortstop, Abrams, fighting the sun, and he will make the catch for the first out. Whether you come for baseball, live music, incredible restaurants, or world-class entertainment, Vegas is a grand slam. Las Vegas, the exclusive destination partner of the A's. Head to visitlasvegas.com for more. So the day is done for Colby Thomas, and J.J. Bleday has picked up a bat. He will pinch hit in the sixth, already having 5 hits on this series. Bleday went 1 for 4 with a single in the fourth inning last night after going 4 for 6 with a 2-run homer and 6 RBIs in the game 2 nights before. The first pitch he sees is a splitter away, 1-0. Rutledge on the first base side of the rubber, 1-0 pitch. Bleday fouls it back, 1-1. Thomas finishes his day with quite possibly his best offensive day in the big leagues. 1 for 1 with a 2-run home run and then a sacrifice fly in the fourth, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. 1-1 pitch. Bleday takes outside with a sinker, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, I think take out the quite possibly, got a true statement, right?
Infield playing, Bleday to pull. 2-1, fouled away again. Count even now at 2-2 with an out. Nobody aboard for the Athletics in the top of the sixth. The score 4-0.
But man, we look back and you and I kind of had the Colby Thomas update when we kind of went through it with all those games in Vegas, all the home runs, just dominating that level. So good to see him get a home run here at the big league level.
Hopefully many more to follow. 2-2 pitch. JJ swings and misses on a splitter away. He is down on strikes, and Luis Urias will come to the plate. First strikeout for Rutledge. So Luis has singled and scored. He's 1 for 2. DeYoung playing in at third. The first pitch, Urias takes a fastball outside, 1-0. After the conclusion of this game, the A's will head on to Baltimore. A very short bus ride, all things considered. Stay in the DMV. 1-0 is taken for a strike, 1-1. The DMV, not talking about the Department of Motor Vehicles, we're talking about D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
That's right.
From the East Coast, the DMV means a few different things. 1-1 pitch, lifted to right center, and that's going to drop down for a hit. Luis has his second hit of the day, a 2-out single, and Schumann will come up. Good piece of hitting by Urias. Fastball with arm side action to the upper outer portion of the plate, and Luis is able to drive it the other way. Now Max, with a pair of doubles, is up and taking a first pitch strike on a slider, 0-1. With 2 outs, Urias at first, holding him on is low. Score 4-0 Athletics at the top of the 6th inning here in Washington. Check swing, did he go? He did not. On a slider away, 1-1. So Max, after starting the series 0 for 9, is now 2 for 11 with those 2 doubles back in the 2nd and 4th, respectively. He's up again here in the 6th. Outfield shaded right. 1-1 pitch. Takes a slider over the plate for a called strike 2, 1-2. Rutledge will step off the rubber. Time is granted behind the plate from home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy.
Nationals have a long road show. They play the Giants tomorrow in San Francisco, so that's why the early start today.
12:05 start here locally. 1-2 pitch is a fastball high, 2-2. That's a Giants club that's slid a bit. Still a boatload of talent on that roster. It's just needing everything to come together, and it's all about pitching, as you say, Johnny Dasco. Rutledge slings over to first, diving back in safely is Urias without a tag.
Buster Posey making that decision, that 3-week slide the Giants had, making the decision to sell off some of their guys and get some prospects.
2 balls in, 2 strikes. Schumann drives it to center field. Young coming in and makes the catch. And that will retire the side. Max hit it hard, right on the screws, but it lands in Young's glove for the final out of the top of the 6th inning. Through 5.5, it's the A's.
You were born under the sign of transformation, Scorpio, but sometimes you can be resistant to change when it comes to your game. If you're worried that your play is getting stale, you can simply switch up your routine next time you're on the field. You'll keep the opponents guessing as you crush another extra base hit.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
The 6th inning of today's game brought to you by American Furniture Galleries, your family-owned furniture store since 1991. Bottom 6, Robert Hassel III bouncing over to Kurtz, who flips to the covering. Lopez gets there, beating out the right fielder by a step. 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-0 Athletics. So glad you've joined us. Chris Carey, Johnny Dasco, our engineer Tim Jones here on site, our producer Nate Littlefield down at our Sacramento stations. The Athletics hoping to win another series here on the road.
And we get TJ in Baltimore as well. So we get double dose of Tim Jones.
It's the only time where you hear in baseball getting TJ is a good thing. First pitch is a strike, 0-1.
You're on the board. Decent.
Well, from TJ to CJ, Abrams is up. And a pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Abrams has grounded out twice. He's 0 for 2. J.J. Bleday takes over in center after pinch hitting for Colby Thomas in the top of the 6th. 1-1 to Abrams. Is a changeup away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Activity in the bullpen for the Nationals. Poulin is warming up. P.J. Poulin, who appeared in Game 1, having a scoreless inning of relief. 2-1 pitch fouled away from Abrams. Abrams entering play today, 286 against left-handed pitching. But Lopez has really quieted this Nationals offense. here in the nation's capital today. 2-2 stretch pitch outside on a fastball, 3-2.
Of his first 70 strikes, or his first 70 pitches, 50 strikes, so 71% strikes before that last pitch to Abrams. He's been pounding the zone today.
3-2 pitch. Abrams swings and misses a strikeout on a slider away. Another strikeout for Lopez, make that 6 on the day. And he'll welcome James Wood to the plate. Everything working for Lopez here today. Wood has also grounded out twice. He's 0 for 2. First pitch, he's swinging and missing. Right back to that slider goes Lopez. It's 0-1.
For Jacob, his career high is 9. He's done it 3 different times this year. We'll keep an eye on that.
73 pitches with 2 outs in the 6th. He's showing no signs of slowing. 0-1, slider away, 1-1 to Wood. Wood from Rockville, Maryland. Wonder what his fandom was growing up. Was he a Oriole fan or a National fan? Pitch down low, 2 balls and 1 strike. You have a few teams to choose from. Well, people here get very protective over their NFL teams. Is it the Commanders or the Ravens? 2-1. Fouled away, 2-2. Looks like both of those teams could be contenders this season with Lamar Jackson under center for Baltimore, and of course Jaden Daniels, the quarterback, second-year quarterback out of LSU for the Commanders. 2-2 pitch. Wood swings and misses. That's another strikeout for Lopez. A 1-2-3 inning. Jacob Lopez has sat down 6 straight. He has 7 strikeouts on the day, and the Athletics, through 6 innings, lead 4-0.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Seventh inning of today's game brought to you by Hyundai of Vacaville, NorCal's home run Hyundai store, close to everywhere at I-80 and Leisure Town Road. Well, 4-0 Athletics in the top of the 7th. It's the top of the order with Langoliers coming up for a 4th time. He fouls away a Rutledge slider, 0-1. Shea is 0 for 2. He's put the ball in play all 3 times, has a sacrifice fly, which resulted in his 49th RBI of the season. The 3rd run of the game. A 1 pitch is a fastball dotted on the black of the outside edge, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Shea. Pitch home. He was late to a fastball, swinging and missing. And there's a strikeout for Rutledge. 1 away. Jackson Rutledge strikes out Langoliers, and with Kurtz coming up, there might be a call to the bullpen here, and there is from Miguel Cairo. He's going to go and get P.J. Poulin and take the ball from Rutledge, who goes an inning and a third with 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. 4-0, the Athletics lead in the top of the 7th with 1 out. We'll have the pitcher information and more when we return.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man.
Yeah.
That's the most
That's
important
a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
4-0, the Athletics lead the Nationals in the top of the 7th with 1 out and the base is clear. The left-handed reliever P.J. Poulin will come in. Pitching change brought to you by Hoblet Family Dealerships. Hoblet has it, no hassle, no pressure.
Ever.
Ill-face Kurtz is 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Poulin made his major league debut on Tuesday, a scoreless inning of relief. And that was in the 6th inning, surrendering 2 hits, but no damage in the 16-7 victory by the Athletics, and a first pitch strike to Nick Kurtz. Spent 7 seasons in the minor leagues, and he is here now at the big league level with the Washington Nationals. 1 home, Kurtz slaps it back foul, 0-2. Slightly open stance in the left side batter's box. 0-2 stretch pitch, and Kurtz swings and misses on a sweeper. Poulin comes into the game, strikes out, the Athletics' best hitter, and Rooker will come up. So to reiterate, Rutledge an inning and a third with 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts before Poulin came into the game and struck out Kurtz. And now Brent Rooker, who has a hit today, is up again, taking low on a changeup, 1 ball and no strikes. One-0 pitch, fouled away by Rooker, 1-1. We were wondering if they were going to start warming somebody up in the bullpen for Jacob Lopez, but it's 77 pitches through 6 innings and only allowing 3 hits while racking up 7 strikeouts and no walks. You got to assume he's coming out for the 7th inning, and he has earned that opportunity. 1-1 pitch, line drive over the leaping Garcia into right center field. It's a multi-hit game for Rooker. 2-out single, and McIver will come up.
Yes, we were we're asking, if you're tuning in on a road trip, and who reached out to me? The legendary Steve Vucevic. Legendary. Well, probably the best to ever do it. Former clubhouse manager for the Athletics. So, Vuce, great to have you with us. Thanks so much for tuning in. We miss you.
Is he in Arizona right now? Is he burning up in Arizona?
He said he's on the road, going down I-5 right now.
First pitch fouled away by McIver. He's 0 for 3 with a fly out, a ground out, and a fielder's choice.
I think he's driving, from Southern California, going to Phoenix. That's where he is. So, Vuce, glad to have you with us.
Short lead for Rooker, and now McIver takes slow. 1 ball and 1 strike. What a wealth of knowledge he is.
Oh, my goodness.
Just an all-around great guy to be around. Lowe holds on Rooker. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing. No, he went around. 1-2 on the changeup.
Yeah, Vuce has so many great stories. I just love picking his brain. I love talking to him. He just has a wealth of knowledge. He knows so many. Imagine the number of players, number of people in baseball he's come across. All those decades in the game.
1-2, Rooker breaking for second. Low pitch. Throw down to second. The tag by Garcia is late. It was a quick tag. Rooker dives in safely. Well, the hand is up in the dugout from Miguel Cairo, but they don't have a challenge to use because they challenged that play by McIver hustling up the box, and they lost that challenge because he was determined to be safe. So it is a stolen base for Rooker, and McIver at 2-2 has a chance to drive him home if he finds the right pitch. 2-2 pitch, ground ball to short. Right there is Abrams, shuffles, throws to first, and the peg is there to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for the Athletics in the top of the 7th. They lead 4-0 going in.
Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The 7th inning of today's game is brought to you by Hyundai of Vacaville, NorCal's home run Hyundai store, close to everywhere at I-80 and Leisure Town Road. Hope your 7th inning stretch was as good as ours. 4-0 the Athletics lead in the bottom of the 7th inning, with Jacob Lopez still hard at work, facing 3, 4, and 5 for a third time, starting with the righty Paul DeYoung, who takes outside on a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. DeYoung 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. DeYoung hits it deep to left field. Soderstrom twisting and turning. He leaps at the wall, and he caught the baseball. DeYoung sent the baseball for a ride, and Soderstrom was able to reroute and make a terrific catch on the warning track, colliding with the wall.
That is a fantastic play by Soderstrom. Man, he read that well. Knew he had that padded wall to leap into. Man, what a play by Tyler.
First pitch to Luis Garcia Jr. is a strike. 0-1. Garcia 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Johnny, you know that you're doing a good job if you're Jacob Lopez when 1 through 6 are batting a combined 1 for 15 against you today. Now the 0-1 pitch is a slider away, 1-1.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, he's done a wonderful job here, and still only at 81 pitches.
1-1 pitch. There's a strike on a changeup at the bottom of the zone, 1-2.
I mean, there's some stirring out there, but nobody actually throwing in the bullpen for the Athletics.
Two fouled away. Some good defense, great pitching, offense early. Been able to hold the score line up to this point. 1-2, and it's taken away on a slider, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Lopez is high this year, Chris. 7 innings at Detroit, June the 25th. Remember that 7 innings of 3-hit shutout baseball, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts? Did also have 7 innings against the Phillies on the 23rd of May.
2-2 pitch. Little tapper back up to the pitcher. Off the mound, Lopez spins and throws to first, retiring Garcia for the second out. While they go collect the second out, we'll take a step aside for station identification on A's Cast Talk 650 KSTE and the A's Radio Network. Riley Adams is up, 1 for 2. Swinging on the first pitch, driving it down the right field line. Could be trouble, but it goes foul. But a nice catch by a fan in the seats. Right by the railing. It's 0-1. For Ken Korak, Chris Townsend, the commander, Cody Elias, Jessica Kleinschmidt, Stephen Lewis Sachs, and Shooty Babbitt with Johnny Dosco. I'm Chris Carey here at Nationals Park. The score 4-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Athletics lead. A 1 pitch from Lopez is a touch inside on a fastball, 1-1. I believe we'll hear from Jessica after the conclusion of this inning. 1-1 pitch, a wave and a miss on a fastball, 1-2. Adams is going to take his time and a ball and 2 strikes. Turned into a picturesque day in Washington, D.C. From the stretch, 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. So 89 pitches for Jacob Lopez. About to throw his 90th of the game. 1-2. Swing and a miss. His 90th is a beauty. His 8th strikeout of the game. He strikes out Adams. And since the 5th inning, he has sat down 9 straight. 7 straight. great chance of winning the series on the road here in D.C. before they head to Baltimore. Great question, Jess. And now that we're in the 8th inning, a 4-0 score, once again, here's Dosky.
Yeah, great job, Jess. And, of course, she'll take your calls after the ball game. And you talk about that start at Houston, and Steve Sachs described it, Chris, as he had a lot of dog in him because he didn't have his good stuff. He went 4 1/3, allowed 2 hits and no runs in that start. As Poulin facing Soderstrom, left on left. The pitch is swung on and missed. The first pitch sweeper, and it's 0-1. 4 runs, 8 hits for the A's. No runs, 3 hits for the Nationals. Soderstrom 0 for 3 was robbed by Lyle, the left fielder, back in the 2nd inning. B.J. Poulin at the belt and delivers. Pitch that's taken low. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The A's 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. They lead it 4-0 here in the 8th. 7 strong innings for Jacob Lopez. There's the pitch. That's taken inside to Soderstrom. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. This 8th inning brought to you by Granite Expo. Grand Slam savings. There are 10 Northern California locations. Go to graniteexpo.com.
Activity in the Nationals bullpen. Clayton Beeter starting to warm up.
2-1 pitch. That's fouled away. 2-2. We saw Beeter in game 1 of this 3-game set. He worked an inning, allowed a hit and a run. That he's route on Tuesday night. There's a 2-2 pitch. That swung a drive to deep right field, going back, Hassel the third, and it's gone! Tyler Soderstrom with a home run. The A's lead at 5-0. For Tyler, his 21st of the year, and his 67th RBI. Getting into the Nationals bullpen, and the A's lead by 5 here in the 8th.
That'll be the end of the line for Poulin, too, Johnny. A breaking ball, a slider right over the middle, and Soderstrom for the 2nd straight day did not miss it. A laser of a homer over the short wall right into the Nationals bullpen, a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, and for the 2nd time, hitting it off a left-handed pitcher, 2nd time in as many days. A 5-0 ball game. The A's have the lead. It'll be Hernandez at the plate and Beeter on the mound. We're in the 8th inning. We'll have more right after this.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Grand Slam burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas. We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
The new pitcher is Clayton Beeter, the right-hander from Fort Worth, Texas. And he is facing Darrell Hernandez, who has walked and scored, tripled and scored, and popped up. 5-0, the A's lead it as Beeter delivers, and the pitch is taken for a strike. On the first pitch slider, it's 0-1. Hernandez is 3 for 9 in this series. A's lead 5-0 here in the 8th. Beeter delivers the 0-1. That misses away. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pitch and change brought to you by Hoblet Family Dealerships. Hoblet has it. No hassle, no pressure. ever.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from the right-hander. That swung on and missed. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Darrell Hernandez. Thanks for being with us here on this Thursday. The A's going to win this series, make it 2 out of 3 against the Nationals. They won 2 out of 3 last year at the Coliseum against Washington. Center fielder Young shaded well towards right center. Big gap in left center for Hernandez. Beater's 1-2 pitch. That's fouled straight back on a good cut. And it remains at 1-2. A's will take on the Orioles beginning tomorrow for a 3-game set. JT Ginn gets the start tomorrow night. 1-2 pitch. That misses. They appeal no swing. It's 2-2. JT Ginn looking for his 3rd win. Tomoyuki Sugano gets the call for the Orioles. $14,519 the attendance. 14,519. TJ was very close as Hernandez swings and pops it up. The second baseman Garcia going out. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Wow, what a break for the Athletics. A little pop-up, and Garcia just gave up on it. I think he lost in the sun, or maybe he thought Hassel was calling him off, but he just kind of gave up on it in the last second. You see Garcia go out for this. He's calling for it, and then he just lost it. I think he got lost in the sun, right? Had to have.
Yeah, he ducked for cover as if the ball could have hit him. So he didn't have it. He initially did and then lost it in the sun, like you said.
So Hernandez with the bloop single, he'll take it. Line drive in the box score, and here is Colby Thomas, or J.J. Bleday, I should say, as Bleday takes outside. It's 1-0, so Bleday pinch hit for Thomas in the 6th, in there in center field, standing up there. It's a 5-0 A's lead here in the 8th. Bleday 0 for 1, 5 hits in the series, hitting .218 overall, 10 homers and 29 driven in. Bleday with back-to-back 4-hit games on Sunday and Tuesday. As the runner goes, got a good jump, pitch inside, throw down to second base, and it is off the bag, and they tagged him out. Hernandez came off that second base bag, and Abrams stuck with it. It goes 2-6 on the caught stealing. Hernandez had beat it, but again, he came off that second base bag. And Abrams just left the glove there. Seen that more and more these days. Guys just trying to hang on, but just didn't come off there was nothing he could do. Abrams tagged Hernandez out of the foot. So Bleday up there with a 2-ball, no-strike count. As the pitch is swung on, that's popped up, shallow center field. Coming in forward is Jacob Young with the shades down, makes the catch, and there are 2 away here in the 8th. I'll bring up Luis Urias, the second baseman, who's 2 for 3 on the day. As Clayton Beater, who's the 4th pitcher of the game for the Nationals, comes to the plate in the pitch. That misses inside Luis. 1 ball, no strikes. 5th appearance for Beater, 0-1, ERA at 13.5 coming in, with the 7 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. There's the 1-0. That swung on, line drive caught by the second baseman Garcia, and the inning is over. But the A's get the home run from Soderstrom, his 21st of the year, 1 run, 2 hits, nobody left through 7.5. It's We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 5-0 game. Jacob Lopez still in there. He delivers a first pitch strike. It's 0-1. Nathaniel Lowe, the hitter. Lowe, Lyle, and Young face Jacob Lopez. 7 innings is his career high. So gets one more out. That'll establish a new career high for innings pitched in the game for Jacob Lopez. Pitch misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8th inning brought to you by Granite Expo Grand Slam Savings. 10 Northern California locations. GraniteExpo.com. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's taken for a strike. And the count is now 1-2.
Well, just the way the lineup sets out here in the 8th, it lends itself well for Lopez to come back out. 2 lefties and then a righty.
1-2 pitch, foul back to the screen. Yeah, for Lopez. After throwing that cutter, 94 pitches for the left-hander. Thrown 66 strikes. Sharp the entire game. Lowe has lined out and bounced out 0 for 2, hitting .219. Here's the pitch. That's reached for and lifted foul, left side out of play.
It just seems today, just by some of the swings, that low swing is especially, it just seems like Lopez has done a great job keeping these hitters off balance. There's some flailing swings and misses. I mean, he has not really gotten great swings generated.
1-2 pitch. That's hit foul, left side out of play. Second level of seats. Remains at 1-2. Lopez working into the 8th here at Nationals Park. One-two pitch. That is, I don't know where that missed. Wow, looked like a pretty good pitch. Just missed. Now the count on Nathaniel Lowe, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I guess it missed low. It looked like he caught the bottom of the zone though, Chris. There's 2-2. That's hit foul, left side out of play. Remains at 2-2. This is so great for the bullpen too. You ready for that Orioles series? It's beginning tomorrow night. Ace Gas Live, by the way, will start at 2 o'clock tomorrow. 2-2 pitch. That misses outside, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll have the Feldy Files tomorrow on a Friday. Left-hander looks in, the 3-2 pitch. That's one line drive, foul down the right field line. So low hanging tough up there. Remains at 3-2. That's 100 pitches for the left-hander Jacob Lopez. And the A's will get somebody up.
Looks like, could it be Sterner or Perkins? No, it's Sterner because Perkins is starting now.
Yep, Justin Sterner, right-hander, loosening up. Left on left, here's the pitch. That's foul back. Low is, man, he's battling Jacob Lopez here.
He's been like that all series long.
There we go, the 4 walks in the opener. Three-two pitch. That's hit foul, left side out of play. Wow. That goes into the second level of seats. It remains at 3-2. On deck hitter is Dalen Lyle. Made to the count. Lopez comes set. The 3-2 to Low is foul back.
What happens here is that you don't know now if Lopez will see another batter, considering being at 103 pitches. It is a lefty, so maybe they'll let him go out and take on Lyle, depending on the result.
It's the 14th pitch of the at-bat. Here's the 3-2. That's fouled away. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this should be his last hitter, right? This will be number 15 coming up to Nathaniel Lowe. 5-0 A's. We are in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Lopez comes set, and out of the plate in the pitch. Swung on it, fouled away. Oh, my goodness. This will be number 16 to Nathaniel Lowe. That might be Tyler Ferguson in the bullpen. Let's see. Trying to see who that is.
It is Justin Sterner.
It is Sterner for sure. Okay. That one fouled away. It'll be number 17.
They got the name right above the...
They do. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I know. I always miss that. So thank you. It is Justin Sterner. We'll see Ferguson in the Baltimore series at some point.
Orlando Rebalta is warming up in the Nationals bullpen.
Left-hander at the belt. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He got him. Wow. And that is 9 strikeouts to tie his career high. As Dalen Lyle will be the hitter. And that was a 17-pitch at bat. Just caught the outside corner. So 9 punch-outs for Lopez.
New career high in innings as well. I absolutely love this from Mark Kotsay. Not coming out and taking Lopez out of the game.
There's Lyle as Lyle takes a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. Oh, 0-1 the count. 0-1 pitch. This is outside again. A career high for Jacob Lopez. 7 1/3 innings in this game today.
Also new career high in pitches with now 110 after this pitch.
1-1. That misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike. .110 pitches for the left-hander, as you said. Here's the 2-1. That's foul back to the screen. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So this should be his last hitter.
Should be, but you never know. Nope. You thought maybe it was going to be Lowe to be the last hitter, and then the lefty Lyle comes up.
2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. That's fouled away, left side out of play. He's got the 3-run second inning. Got the 2-run homer from Colby Thomas, his first career home run. Medina singled. Schumann doubled, and Langoliers with the sacrifice fly. There's the 2-2. That's foul back to the screen. The A's added a run, a triple from Hernandez, then the sacrifice fly by Colby Thomas. Then the home run by Soderstrom in the 8th. That's the scoring in this game, 5-0. The A's lead it. Two-two pitch. Swung on and missed. Down he goes. That's a career high. 10 strikeouts for Jacob Lopez. And that'll be all for the left-hander. How about that? Jacob Lopez, 10 strikeouts, which establishes a new career high for the left-hander. High fives all over the place on that mound. And a nice pat on the back by the manager, Mark Kotsay. And the bullpen, it'll be Justin Sterner. The dugout is all smiles as they get ready to congratulate the left-hander. We'll take a break with the A's leading at 5-0. 2 outs, 8th inning, nobody on. We'll have more after this.
There's plenty of reasons to go to Vegas. The Strip, the stadium, the football games, high-speed races, the biggest names, neon lights.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
It'll be Justin Sterner to get the call. And for Lopez, 7 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and a career-high 10 strikeouts. Jacob Young 1 for 9 in the series, a right-handed hitter. As the pitch from Sterner, that's taken low. 1 ball and no strikes. Sterner, he is coming in, making appearance number 42 on the year for the Athletics. Pitches foul back. He's 3-3, a 4.32 ERA, 17 walks, and 40 strikeouts in his 41 2/3 innings of work. Here's the pitch. Sterner delivers. That's swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. That fastball from Sterner, 92 miles an hour. Sterner out of BYU. Center fielder Blade shaded towards right center. Here's the pitch. That's strike 3 called on the slider. Great pitch. He strikes out Young, and the inning is over. A 1-2-3-8 for the A's with through 8 complete. It's the A's 5 and the Nationals nothing.
Experience the thrill of the game.
And more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics. Orlando Rebalta will be the new pitcher on from Santa Clara, Cuba. He's for the Nationals here as we go to the 9th inning. Max Schumann will lead things off. Schumann, Langoliers, and Kurtz. The A's leading at 5-0. For the right-hander, Rebalta. He is the 5th pitcher of the game for the Nationals. Here's the pitch. That's taking inside. 1 ball and no strikes. For Rebalta, he's making appearance number 7. No record ERA of 5.59. 5 walks, 8 strikeouts in 9 2/3 innings. Rebalta with the high socks. Comes to the plate in the pitch. That's taken for a strike at the knees on the executive. It's nothing to do. Schumann 2 for 3. He's doubled twice, and he lined out to the center fielder, Jacob Young. So 3 good at-bats for Max Schumann. As Rebalta looks in. Now the 1-1 pitch. That misses down with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Excited for you to see that ballpark in Baltimore. It's special. Love that place. It's a 2-1 pitch. That swung on a drive. The left center field gap's going to fall in for a base hit. Ball's going to chew off the wall, and Schumann will have his 3rd double of the day. He came in with 1 double. He now has 4. So 3 2-base hits for the executive. A leadoff double here in the 9th, and that will bring up the designated hitter, Shea Langoliers.
I mean, he just got a fastball on the inner half, drove it to left center field. And it was a good read by Lyle in left field to get to that ball quickly. If it is still Lyle over there in left, could be Wood as well, but that stopped Schumann from pushing from second to third.
That is Lyle in left, and here is Shea Langoliers as the pitch. That's taken for a strike at the knees. Nothing but 11 hits for the A's in this game. The A's have 39 hits in the 3 games. Remember, they only had 4 hits in the game last night. Shea is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. As Rebalta at the belt, now to the plate in the pitch. That swung on, smacked into left field for a base hit. Holding at third base is Schumann. as Lyle fires it in. So it's first and third, nobody out. Shea picks up the base hit, and that will bring up Nick Kurtz, the first baseman.
And Dosky, that is more of a high breaking ball that Langoliers is able to get to. That extends his hitting streak to 8 games. So keeps his hitting streak alive, and Kurtz, who's hitless today with a pair of strikeouts, coming up looking for his first hit.
Kurtz, though, did extend his on-base streak to 21 games with that walk in the first inning. So runners on the corners. He's trying to add on here in the 9th inning. Still nobody out. Kurtz 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. As Ribalta to the plate in the pitch. Big swing and a miss from Nick. And it's 0-1. 5 runs, 12 hits for the A's. No runs, 3 hits for the Nationals. 9th inning brought to you by Hoblet Family Dealerships. Hoblet has it, no hassle, no pressure ever. 0-1 pitch. Ribalta delivers, and the pitch is taken low with a slider. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, 4:05 first pitch tomorrow. 2 o'clock A's Cast Live with Towney and the Commander. And again, JT Ginn, Tomoyuki Shugano gets the start for the Orioles. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That misses high, 2-1. On Saturday, same starting time. There'll be no A's Cast Live. It'll be a 4:05 first pitch Pacific. Right-hander Jack Perkins, right-hander Brandon Young for the Orioles. As Ribalta at the belt. Now the 2-1 pitch. That's swung on, hit on the right side. Nice sliding play by Garcia. Goes to second for 1. That's all they get. And coming in to score is Schumann, and the A's lead 6-0. So give Kurtz an RBI. That's his 62nd of the year. A nice play by the second baseman Garcia, moving to his left and making that play. They did get the lead runner in Langoliers, but Schumann coming in to score. It's 6-0 Athletics. Here's Brent Rooker. The runner on first and 1 out. That pitching matchup on Sunday, as the first pitch to Rooker, he's in there for a strike 0-1, will feature the right-hander Luis Severino against left-hander Cade Povich. So Ginn, Perkins, and Severino getting the starts this weekend in Baltimore. Rooker 2 for 4 on the day. As the pitch, that's popped up foul out of play right side. No balls, 2 strikes on Brent, hitting .275 on the year, 23 homers, 66 driven in. Well, Soderstrom presently leading the team in RBIs with 67. If Soderstrom was 67, Rooker was 66, and Kurtz was 62. Here's the pitch. That's swung on and missed. Down he goes. So he strikes out Rooker on a changeup. As Ribalta picks up his first strikeout, 2 down. That'll bring up the catcher, Willie McIver. McIver is 0 for 4, has flied out once and bounced out 3 times. Right-hander delivers in the pitch. That's taken for a strike on the inside edge, 0-1. Well, we talked about it before the game, Chris. Jen Paywall make history, first female umpire, umpiring 3 games this weekend, so congratulations to Jen on that. As the pitch is swung on and fouled away right side out of play, 0-2. I did hear she will work the plate in one of those games, that Braves series, so love to see it.
Just great for her, her family.
Great for the game.
Great for the game.
Absolutely.
Let's see how she does.
Yep. Right-hander comes set, and the 0-2 pitch. That misses low with the breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, I got the opportunity to watch Jen Powell do her job at the Arizona Fall League, and she did a tremendous job behind the plate. She did some spring training games in the Cactus League as well. Has done some minor league games, fill-in assignments. It's going to be great.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's hit down the right field line, slicing foul out of play. Remains at 1-2. He's going to do great. So that'll be this weekend, that Braves series. And is that in Atlanta?
You know I don't follow them anymore.
I figured you'd know that. Here's the pitch. That's hit foul outside third and down the line. By the way, Ohtani, we talked about Ohtani before, Chris. First player since the RBI became an official stat in 1920. Hit a home run, strike out 8 batters, drive in more runs than he allowed, and draw more walks than he allowed. That's the number of records that Ohtani is breaking. And again, we have Feldy on tomorrow to kind of break it all down. The 1-2 pitch. That's cheese to miss down. He goes. He got him on the slider. So MacGyver strikes out. The A's add on the 1 run, 2 hits, a man left. We are through 8.5. It's the A's 6.
Home series as a reminder. For more information, visit athletics.com/lawn.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of select Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil in-store or online.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 6-0 Athletics lead. Justin Sterner facing Robert Hassel III. As the first pitch, swung on a fly ball to center field. Hit well, going back for Pledate near the track, and on the track makes the catch, and there is one away. So the A's 2 outs away from the win, as C.J. Abrams will be the hitter. Abrams has bounced out twice and struck out. I'd like to thank Tim Jones, our on-site engineer here. Of course, he'll be with us in Baltimore, so thanks TJ for all his help in this 3-game set. Nate Littlefield is our engineer back at the studio as Abrams hits a fly ball to left. Soderstrom backs up a couple steps and makes the catch, and there are 2 away. And that will bring up James Wood, the last chance for the Nationals on this Thursday.
Great job by Tim Jones, producer down at our Sacramento station, Nate the Great Littlefield.
Yeah, Nate the Great.
It's been a fun one here, Johnny.
Soderstrom straight away and left as Sterner delivers, and he misses with it. 1 ball and no strikes. 6-0 A's. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. There's the pitch. That's hit foul down the left field line, slicing out a play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 9th inning brought to you by Hoblet Family Dealerships. Hoblet has it. No hassle, no pressure ever. 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch. That's taken outside. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. That swung on and foul tipped into the glove of McIver. The A's are now one strike away from the win. This will be the 7th shutout for the Athletics. They hold on here. Pitch swung on and missed, and they get the shutout. So Wood strikes out a 1-2-3 ninth for Sterner, and the A's win it 6-0. And pick up their 51st win of the year. That A's win brought to you by Red Hawk Casino and Resort. As the A's win it 6-0 on this Thursday to win the series. They take 2 out of 3 from the Nationals. Totals in the game for the A's: 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. For the Nationals, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. And the Nationals stranded a total of 2. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow in Baltimore, 2 o'clock, A's Cast Live for Chris Carey and our entire crew. Of course, Tim Jones, Nate Littlefield, Johnny D saying so long. And the A's win it by a final score of 6-0. And we'll send it to Carlos Ramirez and Shooty Babbitt, NBC Sports California. Once again, the final score, the A's 6 and the Nationals 0.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small.
Won 6-0, the series 2-1. Jacob Lopez had the best start of his career, 7 2/3, no earned runs, no walks, 10 punch-outs. He even faced the longest at-bat of the season in the majors when he was tired, but he battled through. This is A's Cast, brought to you by Toyota. Shooty Babbitt, Carlos Ramirez. We said on the pregame version of this show, Jacob Lopez needs to shine again today because the starting rotation has done its fair share over the past couple of weeks. And boy, Shooty, did he shine today.
Yeah, and I felt that leading into this game, especially what had preceded him in this rotation, with Sevy going out having a great start and Jeffrey Springs just being outstanding last night, and you didn't think there was no way that you could one-up that, but lo and behold, this young man had a chance to get a complete game today, and you've got to tip your hat to the national hitter because, man, 17 pitch at bat.